Welcome to the Super Profit Friends. 15 minutes long because you're an entrepreneur and you've got a business to run.
All right, welcome back to the SPF 15 Super Profit Friends podcast. We are in beautiful Miami, Florida for a big business seminar. So unfortunately, Walter is not able to be with us here this evening. He is at a networking event that we decided to skip out on for you guys. So we wanted to get today for episode 11. We were planning on recording business management software. We're going to talk a little bit about some of the business management softwares that each of our businesses use as we go through our daily lives. So let's start on, let's see, who has business software that they want to talk about first?
I think you have the most business software of anyone.
I do.
You do?
I have something. Yeah,
let's hear it.
It's called Joist.
Joist.
It's estimating and invoicing app on your phone. It's very convenient because you can essentially divvy up everything. You can send out partial payments. You can, first off, let's back up. Send out estimates, obviously. You can send up estimates. You can do partial payments on the invoice, and you can break everything up into line item. It's awesome. Just an easier way to kind of track everything.
Does it factor in costs to you and things?
Yes, it does. Oh, no, it's free.
Okay. No. I mean, when you're assessing the estimate, does it factor in?
Oh, yeah. So I can save items if I want. Save items and save the prices. So I can just drag and drop, literally.
Okay.
And then
cool.
It does tax and whatnot, too.
So you end up having to upload all the different inventory pieces for your stuff?
Sometimes. The way I kind of do billing, I group everything up. So it's like installation of like water heater. And it's just everything's built into that.
So you have like water heater installation, and then you just have
a set price because it's contract.
Oh, it's a set price. Okay.
Yeah, most stuff I do is contract. So like installation like 20 sinks, set price.
But each thing will be different depending on how big the project is or how many you're doing.
Yep.
I got you. Cool.
You got it.
Cool. And that and what is it? Does it automatically send out an email? Does it print it? Do you send
you can do either one. You can either text it. You can punch a number and text it to them, email it to them, or you can
all within the software.
Yep.
No kidding. That's really
awesome.
cool.
Text message one's really cool.
Yeah. Awesome.
That's good. Cool. And that's a free to use app?
Yep.
What was the name of that?
Joist.
Joist.
That's awesome.
Nice. Cool. So I've used for AMP Academy, there are two different business management softwares that I have used. I won't mention the names of them just because I don't want to
advertise for one over the other or anything.
Yeah, exactly. There are preferences that I had for one, there are preferences that I have for the other. So the main thing that I want to talk about with this is that when you guys are switching a software, because we had a software that managed all our students at AMP Academy again, so it manages all our students and their billing information. It maintains all of the information for that student, any ranks that they have, how long they've been coming, their attendance. It manages all that stuff, so I don't have to keep track of anything. They come in, they check in for a class, and it's done. It takes it out of their tuition package. So we had one software, and it worked out really, really well, but it was missing a few things that I was hoping that my management software would have, like being able to email directly within that software, and I couldn't do that, so I ended up having to go to other softwares like MailChimp or things like that to be able to contact all my students at the same time.
Yeah.
And it was just frustrating having to bounce from one to another.
Yeah. Do you use sorry, continue.
Well, so the new software that I ended up switching over to has emailing and texting built into it.
Okay.
So I can send out mass texts if we're going to be closed because of a snowstorm, or if we're having like a last minute event, or when we have these special events like parents' nights out, so that we can take the kids. And with Valentine's Day, we ended up having one.
That is super useful.
It is, because
Very time saving as well.
exactly, it's right up front. And again, like, you can save templates in the software that we're using now, so it's way more convenient.
Yeah.
The only issue is that there are some things in this software that are easier to do, and then there are a lot of things that are way more complex. So when I was doing the research, and this is a trap that I hope you guys do not fall into when you're finding a new management software. Don't just look at all the benefits that they'll show you as they're showing you the new software. Try to think about how you're going to handle certain situations, because they're only showing you, like, they can only show you a little bit as they're going through the whole software. Like, they're trying to sell it to you, and they're showing you all the stuff that the other one doesn't have. But you need to make sure that you're taking into account some of the weird situations that you might run into and how you're going to handle those, because we've had to readjust a lot of our business and the way we do it just around that, because they didn't have certain things. So just as you guys are switching any kind of gym management software or business management software in general, make sure you know the different options, what they have, what they don't have, because we lost a lot of things that I liked from the other program, unfortunately. But so, what softwares do you use, Zach?
I mean, I use I think it's QuickBooks for like tracking expenses and incomes and things, which is pretty straightforward. For like day job Agent Alchemist stuff, I do a lot of Monday and like Basecamp. There's a lot of different programs that
If you speak up, it looks like you're...
Yeah, there's a lot of different programs that Walter and Ron will pull from and suggest using and stuff. I also don't want to like necessarily like align with one in particular, because I want to save that for when I find one that's like exactly what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
But like I do use Monday fairly often. I have some gripes with it. It's limited in some regards, but it's
what does Monday do?
We use it for establishing when we have vendors and venues like already set up, and if they've been contacted, if they're a successful like client, if we're still trying to like build rapport with them. Pretty much it like logs for me, Walter, our office manager, and pretty much everyone in the office can see who's been contacted and how far the relationship has like progressed. Like, are they ready to rent out to us? Are they paying us for whatever service we're providing, etc.
So it kind of tracks where they are in that prospect status versus
it's
sold status.
Now the thing is you can accomplish the same thing in an Excel sheet. This is definitely more streamlined. Like, you don't need to like know how to like program and code things to happen in Excel. But at the same time, I feel like it has some strengths that could be kind of put into it that I use other programs for. So it's kind of like you're saying, you really want to find that one thing that kind of just like
does it all.
Does it, yeah.
I think it's tough because, like, I mean, I also have a few other softwares I use, like when I work, which is a scheduling app. It's huge because it also has a time clock, like so the employees can punch in on the phone. You can see where they are. Yeah, so like you can set it up so they can only punch in like at a certain location or within a couple miles of the set location.
Interesting.
I mean, I don't do that.
Cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I don't do that in particular, but you can't. It's an option. But
does it show when they check in, like where they are when they check in?
Where they are and when they do.
That's cool.
Yep, they check in and when they check out.
That's cool.
But I use it for the scheduling, which is awesome because they have an app on their phone and I can set it and then they can go and look at it and be like, okay, I'm going here tomorrow. Or, I mean, I can schedule it out for a week or two. Excuse me. So they can kind of plan their week. So some days they want to work late, some days they start later than other days, so they can kind of plan out, like their own personal life.
Yeah, that's really cool. So you don't actually, I mean, obviously there must be times where you have to
Change it.
specify, like, hey, I need this done on Tuesday. Like, because there are certain jobs where they have to get in there at a certain time, but there are other jobs where it's more flexible, where they can just kind of show
Got it.
up when they feel like it.
Yep, literally. I mean, sometimes like they want to work super early so they get to the job at like 4 a.m. and work until like 12.
No kidding.
But they're nuts. But you know, they do it.
I would not do that. 4 a.m. is not my time.
They don't. But they do it. I think I use a lot. Believe it or not, it's Microsoft Excel. Because of I got to do these forms called AIA. It's like a part of our contracts. Yeah, it's like a progress payment form. Pretty much, that's essentially all it is. But it's all broken up into a Microsoft Excel sheet, and there's a ton of formulas on there. You got to kind of figure out and weed through. It's kind of tricky.
That's cool. All right.
There's fireworks happening behind us.
So we are outside this evening in case you're not benefiting from the live video feed. You can see
74 degrees.
beautiful Miami behind us, and apparently there are fireworks.
You see?
74
Look,
degrees.
look.
Oh,
No, this way.
Yeah, over that way.
Anyway,
Well, maybe if they're still going, we'll add some at the end of the video feed. We only have about 4 minutes left of the podcast. So, Kaylin, what kinds of business management softwares do you use?
well, I heard of QuickBooks from Zach, and it's really helped me keep track of expenses and what my clients are paying me, how much I made for the month, even the year. It was cool to be in the month of November and December and trying to get to your goal and just seeing it, how that app QuickBooks kind of shows you all the information and graphs and stuff, and it's just kind of like a video game. It's like, I gotta beat that,
Yeah.
gotta beat that score. So I do like QuickBooks. I definitely suggest it to a lot of people.
It's cool. They can track your miles too, which is
Yeah.
really cool.
It tracks
That's
my
Around
miles.
QuickBooks, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Though I
They do.
have a hard time because it doesn't give you, like with other ones that track your miles. Anytime you get in your car and drive, it comes up. But I don't think QuickBooks does that.
It does.
It does?
Yeah.
You can,
Oh,
and
well.
if not, you can punch it in manually, so you can.
I
punch in,
know,
like, the
yeah, but
distance.
I never. When I'm driving, I'm usually getting somewhere. I'm not thinking about QuickBooks, so I
Also,
don't use it for that. But
Anytime you're gassing up for like a trip that you're driving for,
Take a
Right.
photo.
scan the receipts and stuff.
That's
right,
awesome.
yeah,
That's
put
a
that
huge
in.
perk.
That's cool.
Put that in, yeah.
So you mentioned invoices before, and getting those out. It's not. I wouldn't really suggest say this is software, but like PayPal services.
Yep.
Like when you have a
I was
business
gonna say
account on PayPal,
Oh yeah.
you can write up invoices and stuff through there.
I didn't know it was a thing.
I think
Yeah.
you might even be able to set up a payment plan on PayPal.
Yeah, you can have you can allow for installments and payments.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
So
That's
like
awesome.
where our we're designing a website for a construction company in Fall River, and like Ben lives in Connecticut, but he's doing all the design and stuff, and he's kind of just handling the transaction through the company PayPal account and stuff. So
Oh, it's wicked cool.
yeah, so it's like a kind of like its own bank, right? You collect the funds in the PayPal.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
epic.
so-
I know
That's
that.
that's actually something that we should talk about in the future. Also, is kind of billing and we got
Keep going.
we got an Instagram going.
Yep, I gotta get the fire.
So that is something that I want to talk about in the future, in particular with payment processing or merchant account processing. In particular, taking credit cards and things like that. Because do you accept credit cards for?
I do.
You do.
Yep. I have Square. I've only used it on one customer.
Oh, okay.
Everybody else wants to do checks, which is alright because Square takes a certain percent
Yeah.
every time. I mean, naturally, you just walk up for it.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
You make them pay for it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Convenience fee, essentially.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, most of my guys pay by check, regardless. So
Very cool. How about you? You accept credit cards for your business also, right?
We do, and we had to actually get a merchant account for the expo because we're doing higher transaction amounts, jumping up from ticket prices, and our prices are on the cheaper side for LARPs.
Yeah.
But the expo, like vending booths and things, it's higher amounts of funds that we're having to transact and stuff. So.
Cool.
And if you have a business, just type in the business name, not the business name, type in the kind of business it is, and type in business software, and some will come up. Because I have one that's specific to, like Josh has one specific to gym owners, and that works best for him. The one that Chris has, I have one that I use for photography called Pixie Set, where you can put up your the albums from a photo shoot, and you can have the choice. There's a ton of choices, but you can have a choice to for the client to download all of their pictures. They have the chance to buy prints of each picture, or they can buy the whole album in prints, which is crazy. But
there's also an online scheduler program that you were looking at some point, right? That you could just add right to your website, where people could book an appointment.
Yeah, actually,
right there.
on.
Which I know you've been holding on for a while.
Wix definitely has some business management software built into Wix that you can definitely use. Like there's the online store, which I don't know if you would call that as business management, but I think maybe.
I think online stores. We are going to get into it way deeper on that.
But there's also,
because Zach and I both have some thoughts on that experience with that.
But there's also a scheduling where people can just book you for your certain time. Kind of like if you're going to book an Airbnb. It already has the times that the Airbnb is available, and you can just pick whatever day it's available.
That's awesome.
It's kind of like that with, you can use photographers or any other kind of service where they need to book your time.
All right, awesome. Well, we have officially passed the 15-minute mark about 2 minutes ago. So unfortunately, we'll have to end this one. We'll definitely come back to business management softwares again in the future, because there are just so many out there. The only thing I want to close with is, when you guys are searching out your business management softwares, make sure that you're taking into consideration as much of your business as possible. Obviously, there's the 80-20 rule, so think more about the 80%, but as much of your stuff that you need done should be covered when you're searching for your business management software. And again, a quick Google search will bring up dozens of options for most cases. And if you can't find a business software for that, then you should create one.
Oh man, I was just thinking about saying that.
Or you should let us know, and we'll create one, and then we'll make the money off of it. That's entirely up to you. Anyway, so thank you guys very much for joining us for episode 11 of Super Profit Friends SPF 15. Anybody have a closing line for these guys?
Live better, LARP more.
Live better, LARP more. Look forward to the 2019 LARP Expo put on.
How you do anything is how you do everything.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, it's a new favorite quote from this guy.
Love that guy.
Sorry, that's right. It is going to be a 2020 LARP Expo, not 2019. The dates were changed. Thanks for clarifying. We'll give more input on that as we get on. Anyway, all right, cool. Thank you guys very much. We will see you on episode 12. Later.